Hey, dear friends, this is Pastor Anthony Wynn and my precious wife.
I'm Sheila.
We've been married for almost 35 years and we've learned a lot. God's been kind to us. And we have such a passion. We want to be a blessing, a strength, and encouragement to your marriage. Whether you've been married a year, 30 years, 50 years, or whether you're engaged, whether you're looking for a spouse, I think these sessions are going to make a difference. Tell us some of the secrets just to being together.
Well, unselfishness is
Wow.
a great. It should be obvious. It shouldn't be a secret. Being unselfish with one another, and knowing that a marriage is not just all about the one. It's not all about me. It's about us as one.
Babe, I think the reason a lot of marriages are in trouble, it's like people's walk with God. They want the Lord, but they don't want to totally surrender. And I think for a marriage to be biblically and blessed of heaven on every area where heaven would just smile down and bless it, I think they got to be a total surrender. I think they got to be where you just fall in love and you're no longer two, but you become one.
Absolutely. I need to have the heart. I think of it like this. I want to have the heart toward you the way that I would want to be treated. You know, that's a simple precept. So when something happens that goes against our will in the marriage, sometimes people really struggle with that. Instead of stopping for a moment and thinking, well, you know, how is this going to pan out in the end and be a blessing to both? So.
I think some simple things where we could share and maybe really help some marriage or something. It's just, you got to start somewhere. You can have 1,000 ideas, but if you don't start somewhere, and I like, and it's probably even a challenge to me and you sometimes because we do the way we do love each other, but it's eating out. You know, I hear so many couples, we got to eat out Outback today. We got to go to Longhorns. We got to go to Red Lobster. But when you and I eat out, we're always considering each other. And it's, babe, where you want to go? No, where do you want to go? And
Yeah.
if somebody is listening to this, you know, next time you eat out, you know, pray through, get your little heart tender and say, babe, where do you want to eat out? Where do you want to go? You've got to start summers considering others because we're so used to everything being about us.
I think so too, because a little thing like eating out, the choice of eating out sometimes can be a major issue. When you really think about it, it's a meal that's going to just be, you eat it, it's over, you rarely even think back on it, so it should not be an issue. And if you're blessed, you'll have another day, another choice. So it's, and you know, we hear these things, people sitting in front of us telling us, you know, that's just, he's selfish, she's selfish, it's always got, but there's another day. Consider the other one, prefer them before yourself, and realize one day it's not a big deal. It will provoke the spouse to want to please you, maybe the next time. So
Now I'll make all my man friends mad at me, but sharing TV time, if you enjoy family time, maybe she don't want to watch Rifleman tonight, maybe she don't want to watch football, maybe she don't want to watch golf. And if you could just say, hey, you know, we're going to start sharing and quit being just everything about me. And lady, maybe he don't want to watch sewing tonight, or maybe he don't want to watch shopping, or maybe he don't want to watch this old house decorating. I need some help here.
yes, and ladies, it is a man's way sometime to want to watch sports. I know there's a lot of ladies that love sports. I'm not big on sports, but if your husband is, let them enjoy it. If it's something you're doing together, is that not the most important thing? You're doing it together, and you
That's
can
good.
find some precious moments, and realize that you can just grow closer together.
If we're not careful, it becomes his world and her world, and they just start drifting apart.
Yes. And when it's
And-
his world and her world, it can do nothing but divide.
And that's when the enemy sends somebody else into one of those worlds.
Absolutely.
But if you can keep it your world together,
Absolutely.
I feel the Lord talking about this.
Yeah.
So how is things we can do? It's springtime. It's summertime, I guess now. You know,
Feels
Sheila
like
and I,
it.
we enjoy working in the yard together. We love taking walks together. I believe some of our funnest time, and it's been a little too hot these evenings, is our 4-wheel rides.
Yes.
So we got no four-wheeler, and I get on, and she'll crawl on behind me and tuck her little skirt in, and we just ride through the trails and laugh and talk. And God'll be kind. Sometime we'll see a baby deer, we'll see some birds, see some
Absolutely.
squirrels. Just laugh and talk.
Yeah.
You need to laugh again.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of pressure in life, but we only live this life one time.
That's right. And it's not so important what you do, it's just being together and enjoying that time. But if you're together doing something, like he said, four-wheeling, and you want to be somewhere else, that you will not progress in your marriage, for sure. Because attitude goes a long way. Words can, everybody says words hurt, but if you have a bad attitude, that hurts. So enjoy one another. And like he said, it's not about me and it's not about him, it's about us. Enjoy one. And it's about giving, giving to make the other feel important, feel they matter.
Could I just feel anointing like when I'm preaching? Could we take this a different direction just for 2 minutes? Trouble marriage, wounded marriage. When you break an arm and the doctor sets it, you don't go pick at it every day. You put it in a cast and you let it be. Somebody's watching this that has a troubled or a broken marriage or wounded marriage. Just for a few weeks, lay aside the differences, whatever you're fighting about or fuss, lay it aside and laugh again and hold hands again and smile again and go eat out again. Go to Wendy's, Dollar Cheeseburger. Go walk through the mall. Go walk through the city park. Go downtown Chattanooga. Just go up to Parksville Lake up summer. Just walk up through the waterfalls. Just spend time together. Fall in love again. Let your mind slow down again. Time's too short to cry all the time, to be under pressure and tensed all the time. And God made us. We need to be an example for the world. They need to look at us and see our marriages and want what we got, not what Hollywood's got and not what the world's got. They need to look at the women of God. Your neighbors, you're going to church, they need to look at you and see the peace of God that passeth all understanding. How does a wounded marriage, how do they start healing?
Well, I believe one of the first things they can do is look back on the things that brought them together. The
That's
things
good.
that attracted them to it. And it's not just
It was your eyes. Yeah.
It's not just
Blue eyes.
yeah, it's not just his good-looking face which I enjoyed then and I do even more now, but it was his heart for God, his heart for people. And storms are going to come and floods are going to come, and as Brother Anthony preached a message, it's going to leave some debris behind. But it's up to us to clean that up, clean that out, and replace it with love and beauty. Beauty for ashes. The things that happen in our lives, we can help one another through, and that's what we are anyway. I am your helpmate. You are mine, and we help one another. And that, there's times in all of our lives that we're an imperfect vessel. There's so many imperfections that I bring before the Lord about myself, and I said, Lord, I don't want to be impatient in this area, or I don't want to have. I want to have long suffering in this area or whatever, and consider what your spouse is going through. My husband recently lost his mother, and I can't say when he gets quiet that he's pulling away from me. And so many people do that.
Good.
He's getting quiet because he may sometimes be under a load of, and he tries to be very, very kind and not weigh my heart down. But in the same token, I need to be kind and say, hey, he needs a moment to chill. He needs a moment maybe to just be quiet. Or maybe he needs a moment for me to lift him up. I need to do something very kind, something kind of out of the ordinary. Just say, hey, let's just drop this tool. We do a lot of work around home, around here, and say, let's just drop this and sit down and have an Atkins bar and a Dr. Pepper and enjoy one another, or go for a walk. It's the simple things that can just absolutely break a moment of heaviness.
I have a question.
I'm afraid.
Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you. I hope he finished. We've worked all of our life. We've sold old raggedy tents. We've built platforms.
Yes.
We've remodeled Sunday school rooms. We're always working on a project. I hope there's no hammers in heaven.
I don't
know. I like
there is.
hammers. Hammers one of my favorite too.
Well, they're okay, but I'm done. Once I'm out of here, I'm done.
I like it when I'm working on a project and this beautiful, clean Sheila gets out there and you get sawdust all over you and you're carrying boards and you're painting. And I remember we were working real late one night and somebody came by and they saw you paint all over you and said, Miss Sheila, that don't look like you.
We're like, okay.
And remember when we were in the grocery store and the gentleman comes by and we just got on our clothes like this and he says, Brother Wynn, is that you? I said, yeah. He said, I didn't recognize you in just your casual uniform.
Yeah, he called it his civilian clothing. So we have laughed and laughed. That gave us a moment of joy that has lasted for years, actually.
So you
because of the
see you,
laughter.
me in a suit, and you, and so we're just real people.
We're people too.
We love
we're
God.
people too. Yes.
We cry.
Yes.
We have high mountains.
We fight the same battles that you do, and through the Word of God, and just really genuinely loving one another, and considering one another. We fight battles, but we don't fight one another.
I love you and I need you.
I need you and I love you.
And I think that's one of the secrets to a happy marriage.
I believe so.
Don't know what you're going through, don't know how all you're facing, but I feel healing for wounded marriages. I feel new beginnings for marriages that's been going on. So take this program, listen to it a time or two, share it with somebody. But don't give up on your marriage. Don't give up on your spouse. And don't survive. Don't just exist. Enjoy each other.
Absolutely. Because Brother Anthony makes this statement often when he's ministering. And he'll say, if it doesn't matter when you're looking down at them and they've went on before you, then make it not matter now.
That's powerful.
Yeah, because we can say, well, that was a big thing. But most of the people that I've heard say that, when they kiss them the last time as they're laying there in the coffin, it did not matter. And they realize that then. But then it's over. So take today and realize the important things in your husband, your wife. Their precious smile that just draws you to them. And I know one of the things I've said this often, Anthony came to our church and our town, and he was preaching, and I just fell in love with his heart. And of course, he was a handsome man too. That didn't hurt. So that too drew me to him. But I loved his heart, and I wanted to, though I've never felt quite worthy of that, I wanted to add to him, not take away, to what God was doing. So.
Do you remember it was April and it snowed?
April the 17th, yes.
Whoa.
I remember that only because you had a scheduled meeting at our church. And so I was excited about that date. You coming to church, not the date with me. We weren't dating at that time, but to hear him minister.
We love you. This is Brother Anthony.
And this is Sister Sheila.
Telling you Jesus loves you. Make your home the very best. God bless you.
God bless.